Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ground Analytics channel. My name is Stella, and today I'm going to be showing you how to download and install the MySQL server and MySQL Workbench. So first things first, you want to come to your browser and type in the link for the MySQL server and MySQL Workbench. So I have it down on my notepad. You copy that in and enter. So I will leave the link in the comment section so you can copy it and put it in your browser. This is the page that the link will bring you to. So all you have to do is just scroll down to the downloads here, the bottom, and right here, you click on my SQL Workbench. So it brings you to this interface, and right here you have two options. You have this one here, and then you have this one. So first of all, you need to confirm that you have the right operating system. So mine is the Microsoft Windows operating system. I will be downloading it for the Windows operating system. You can pick any of the options you prefer. So I'll come here. This is where you're going to come to. Go to download page. Click on go to download page. And it gives you this option. MySQL 8.0 is the final series with MySQL installer. So yes, this is the one that we want to download. There are only two options here anyway. And my operating system is the Windows operating system, Microsoft Windows. Here you will notice that you have two options. Now, when you look at the size, because at first glance, you think it's the same thing, but it's actually not. When you look at the size for the both of them, this is 2.1 MB and this is 352.2 MB. So that's because this one is the custom installer, meaning you can pick and choose whatever you want to install. But this one is the pre-built installer, meaning it has everything built into it. So if you download this one, the second option, it means you may get what you want and what you don't want. So it may be overwhelming for you. But today we will be downloading the first option so that we can pick and choose what we want. We don't want to overwhelm the system. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves. So I'm just going to click on download right here, the first option. It brings you to this page. Now on this page, you have the login and sign up. So you can log in and sign up if you want, but I'm just going to come to no thanks. Just start my download. And there you have it. It takes a split second. And if you look up here, it's already in my downloads. If it doesn't appear here, you can go to your download section to get the file. So you're just going to click on it. And yes, so you get this. And yes, do you want to allow this have to make changes to your device? Yes. So, okay, this is the next interface. And what we want to do here is we want the custom option. We can't take the server only because we need the MySQL Workbench as well. We can't take client only. We can't take the full one. This full one is more like installing the second option that is about 350 something MB. So I'm just going to click on custom. And this here says it allows you to select exactly which products you would like to install. This also allows to pick other server versions and architectures depending on your operating system. So I'm just going to click on next here. And here I can pick what I want. So the first option is the MySQL servers. I'll click on that, then click on this, and it's going to give me a whole range. But I'm just going to click on the first one. And there we go. And the next, then you can minimize this instead of just going down, minimize this. And then I'm going to go to the applications and I'm going to click on my SQL Workbench, and I'm also going to click on the first option and tap on the green arrow. So I have my two options already, the server and the workbench. So I'm just going to click on this as well. Select to enable the select features page where you can customize the features for the products to be installed. You can tick this or not, it doesn't really matter. To be honest, it doesn't make a lot of difference. So I'm just going to click on it so you see what is there. And I'm going to click on next and you see, so it's like, it's almost the same thing. It's in fact, it's the same thing, my SQL Server, my SQL Workbench. And so just click on next. Yes, I want to continue. So I have this ready to download, and I'm going to click on execute. So there we have it, my SQL Server and my SQL Workbench have both been downloaded. So the next thing is just click on next, and this is what you have. I'll just leave all of this selected and next. So it's ready to install, and I'll click on execute. This also doesn't take more than a couple of seconds. So while we're waiting for it, don't forget to subscribe and to like this video. Okay, so it is now all done. Click on next. Ready to configure? Yes, next. And here, the configuration type, you have a couple of options, but we are going to go for the development computer, and that is because we want something that can run on the least memory possible. It's not empty, it's not heavy, it's light, so we are going to click on that. And also, we have the port and the X protocol port, so we leave it as it is. Um, Leave all of that settings as it is. Once you have your port and your X protocol port, that's fine. So we click on next. And here we have two options: use strong encryption for authentication or use legacy authentication method. We are going to stick with the recommended option, and that's because of its support for the 8.0. So we are going to stick with that. So use strong, leave this ticked and just click on next. Now you have to set a current root password because of the root account. So I'm going to set my password. You can run a check if you can run a check as well. Check it. It's going to check to see if you can actually use that password. So the password has passed the test, the MySQL test. So we can proceed. Next. And here, configure my SQL Server as a Windows service. Um, so I'm going to click on Start the MySQL Server at System Startup, and that's because it's it starts the instance when you log in. It fires up when your computer logs in. It uses very little memory, so it's not something to worry about. It's not going to delay your programs or affect the other programs running in the background. So this is better than having to start it up every time you need it. That means it's just ready to go. So run Windows service as I'm going to leave it as standard system account because it says here recommended for most user scenarios and most scenarios. So I'm going to click on next and writing configure all of this apply configuration. I'm going to click on execute. So here it says the configuration for MySQL Server was successful. I'm going to click on finish. And here, product configuration next. Start my SQL Workbench after setup. Yes, please. Next, finish, and that's it. And welcome to my SQL Workbench. Now, if you have this too, that means you already have an established connection. In my case, I already have an established connection. That is why I have this and I have that. I have this. So if you do not have an established connection, or if you come here and the only thing you see is just this one here, It's just this one here. So what you need to do is to come to this plus sign. That means if you have only the local instance, you don't have the second connection, what you need to do is to come here, click on the plus sign, give your connection a name. I can just say Stellar Analytics, and you have the host name. Don't tamper with anything here. Leave the both of them. Username is root, yes. You have another, maybe you created other users, you can put it there. And then the next thing you should do is click on test connection. If you click on test connection, it is going to request for a password. And you should enter your password here. That's the password you entered during the configuration is what you should enter here. And the moment you enter the password and you click on OK, it's going to establish a new connection for you. So let me put in my password. So this is what you get. A successful MySQL connection was made with the parameters defined for this connection. So I'm just going to click on OK. And that will be OK. So it should appear here. But when you click on this, now it opens up this interface. This is the interface that we are looking for. Let's write a query to test that everything is working as it should. If you have these places grayed out, in my part, they are not grayed out. They are, active. They look really active. If you have all these places grayed out, that means that there is no connection here. So you should have all these places looking good and ready to go. So I'm just going to write a code and write show databases. And I have my autocomplete as evidence that it's actually working. And I'm going to put my semicolon. And then I'm going to click on the run to execute the script. And this is it. I have my databases. These are the databases in my server. Now, this my SQL Workbench is an interface. So it serves as an interface between you, the user, and the SQL server. The Workbench is the interface between you, the user, and the SQL server. So what that means is you type your queries in the MySQL Workbench, and it executes against the MySQL server to pull information out for you to use. Um, so everything is working fine now, and we're good to go to build our database and query the database and do whatever we need to do with it. So thank you for joining us on this video, for joining me on this video. And don't forget to like, to share, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.